Hello, hello. It's Julie Davison and Susan LaCroix. Welcome to Sunday Stamping with Susan and Julie. We're so excited that you're joining us for today's video. It is Sunday, June 18th, 2023. I don't even know where this year has gone. It is just zoomed right by. And it is, I don't know, I thought things would slow down after graduation, and it hasn't. It is still just crazy and busy. Mom, how are you doing? Oh, it's Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all the
Happy
fathers
Father's
out
Day.
there, the husbands and fathers and brothers. Happy Father's Day, Dad. He's just in the next room. How are you guys doing?
We're doing okay. We got rid of COVID, hopefully, knock on wood. And like you said, I thought things would kind of slow down once we got home.
Never.
No, it's crazy. It really is. It's like I don't like it. I want it to slow down. I want to just have a time. You know what I'd like to do?
Yes,
I'd like to go and be by a lake.
yes.
Because water is my happy place, and read a book and sit and just listen to the birds sing and not have to do anything that I don't want to do. I don't know if that'll happen this summer, but
That sounds great. Let's book a place.
I'm all for
I've
that.
been thinking the same thing. I'm like, just want to go for a couple days and
Yeah.
just have like some quiet time. Yes, like by a lake, by some water, just like the kids love to kayak and kind of just be out there and swim and
Yeah,
just love to play, and yeah, we need a little getaway like that.
we do.
Let's work on it. Let's work on that.
Meantime, we are also, you'll notice that Julie and I are wearing the same shirt. Inspire, create, share, Stampin' Up 35 years.
Yes.
35th anniversary of Stampin' Up. And it's crazy how much this company has grown
Oh my
since
gosh.
that time. So
Right?
our very first convention together, you were pregnant with Tom. That's how long ago this was. And I just remember how fun it was and how exciting that
Yes.
time was. And even though Las Vegas was hot, and the reason I was thinking about that is because we're going back to Las Vegas in August for our leadership meeting at Red Rock Canyon Resort. So I'm really looking forward to that as well. Again, it'll be hot, but we're in a nice resort, and I plan on
Yes.
staying in the resort. I don't plan on going anywhere. So anyway,
Yeah, that's going to be so much fun to go to Vegas in August. I'm really excited about that. And if you're a demonstrator, this year on stage is going to be virtual again because in March it's going to be live and back in person. And it's going to be a national event in Houston. So everyone in the United States will get together in March. So if you're ready to travel with Stampin' Up and come to a conference and have that energy, then plan for next March. And if you're not a demonstrator yet and would love to come with us next March to Houston, then you should think about joining right now. There's such an awesome deal with the Starter Kit Plus promotion. You get an extra $30 in your starter kit, and it's a great time with a new catalog and so much new stuff to be able to pick out and put in your starter kit.
including what I'm going to share something with you, what we're using today. We're using some designer series paper. And the reason we decided to do that is because there are so many different ones that are on sale through the month of June. So we decided to choose one that I think is pretty versatile, and I really love it. And the weird thing is that I saw it in the catalog, but I didn't even think about it because it's not associated with a suite.
Yes.
So I kind of overlooked it. And so, Julie, you were asking me about it. Of course, I have it. I have all the DSP. And when I went and looked, I didn't have it. So she pointed it out to me. I immediately ordered it.
It's such a great paper. Let's turn the camera around so you can show everybody this
Oh, I
awesome
can't wait.
paper.
Oh, I can't wait. Okay. So it's Delightfully Eclectic, and it is very eclectic. And you'll note when we do these kinds of things that they kind of coordinate with other images in the catalog. So you might see some things, or they just kind of stand alone. So this is a pack of 48 sheets, 12 by 12. You get 4 of each design. So I left it 12 by 12 so you could enjoy the glory. So this one reminds me so much of my mom because she loved swans.
Yes.
She fed the swans up north. So this was for you, Mom. And then the back side of that is this pattern, which you may recognize. And then there's this fun little tulips, and it's sideways. So let me flip it. Isn't that sweet? I just love it. So it's
That's one of my favorites.
crushed curry, basic white, and it looks like bubble bath in there on the well, there I think there's native navy and what's the other dark blue?
Misty Moonlight.
Moonlight. Yep. The back side of that is some crushed curry dots. That's a fun one that kind of can coordinate with a lot of stuff. And then there's some stripes in all the different colors. So again, very versatile. And the back side of this are upside down pretzels. So there is a stamp set that has a pretzel stamp in it. That would be a good trivia thing. What stamp set does that go to?
Yeah. I think it's called like So Cool or something like
I
that.
think you're right. This is actually the B side of this, which woof, I love this.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, you could just cut this up and you've got like a pattern with kind of like a circle there of all the different colors that are in here. And this is another pretty one. I think this is freesia, right? Fresh freesia.
Yep.
So that's really pretty. And then the back side of this is this pattern. Don't even know what to call it, but it's fun. This is also the B side, but I love this paper. I'm going to stop here real quick. We had this paper in another set, and oh, it was so fun to work with. So I was glad to see that. We've got a couple. We got one that's in white and one that's in this vanilla background, but this is like the Misty Moonlight and some vanilla. I think this is a really fun pattern. Again, so versatile. Oh, love this. I'm not really a pink person, but I love this paper. Absolutely love it. And this kind of goes with, well, there's several sets that have flowers in them, so you could really use this with a lot of different stamp sets. And then the back side is this beautiful bubble bath striped. Again, I mean, you could even put that together. Some crushed curry background with some white. It almost looks like you took a paintbrush and just kind of daubered the white on there.
It does look like that.
And then the back side here are some little teeny tiny flowers. And then this one is some strawberries. Is this sweet sorbet?
I was thinking it was Calypso Coral.
Oh, I bet you're right. It looks more calypso corally. You like that fancy term? And then another little trick piece in the bubble bath. And this is a fun one. I almost used that today. There's a stamp set that has like a typewriter, I think. And oh gosh.
It's called Just My Type.
Just My Type. Well, there you go. So this would certainly coordinate with that. And there's enough letters going throughout here. So you could like, spell things out, and lots of fun stuff you can do with this one. I almost used it. And then the back side, look at this with the hearts. So cute.
If you look closely, some of the hearts are colored.
Yes. Bubble bath. Can you see it? Can you see them? This one here.
I can see it because I know what I'm looking for, but I think it's hard. Yeah. I think when you point them out, you can see better.
Yeah. Just kind of scattered throughout. Okay, so this next one is so me. I can't stand it. Day,
It
day,
is so you. You are right.
my favorite flower. And I just love this paper. I wish I could just buy a whole pack of just this image. And the back side of this are some lemons on some stripes. I think these are lemons or leaves. No, I think they're lemons.
I think they're lemons.
There's that citrus set in the catalog with some diagonal stripes in this one. And this is, I like this too. So you'll see more of this with my project. Hint, hint, hint. So in this one, we have, this coordinates with the punches from, oh, we just used it.
Inked and tiled.
Inked and tiled, yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so that's a fun one. And then the backside is that other, like lined accounting, I don't know what you call this design, but again, so much
Like
fun.
ledger paper.
Yeah, ledger paper. Thanks, Jay. Yep, so that's it. That isn't this paper fun?
It is very eclectic.
I love it. Because
And
sometimes
it's such a jumbo pack because you, like you said, you get 4 sheets of each pattern. So it's like 4 packages of paper in one.
yeah. And it's on sale right now for like $25.
Woohoo!
What that works out to per sheet, 48 sheets, 25, but yeah. I'm not mathing well today, so I'm gonna.
I don't know. It's a big one. It's a good one to share with a friend.
Oh, it sure is. It sure is. Well, Julie, are you ready to share your project?
I am ready. Let me start by showing you a couple, excuse me, a couple samples that I've made with this paper. This one using that patchwork pieces die that we shared, and I mixed up some of those patterns. And then here's one using the Crafting for You bundle. I just love these colors together. And then the last one I just made on Thursday night using that Just My Type that you were just talking about. And I colored a few extra hearts just to kind of tie in the colors together. But I love that it just coordinates with so many different stamp sets. And so the stamp set that I decided to use today is the Good Feelings greeting stamp set. This is one that carried over, so you might have this one already. But I love the sentiments and my card is actually pretty simple. But I have quite a few samples showing you all the different patterns because I couldn't decide. There were so many great combinations of the patterns. And so for my cards, I'm using these rounded rectangle dies. There's 4 different sizes. This is the Nested Essential die set, and such a good one, especially for a sentiment stamp set like the Good Feelings. If you don't have this already, definitely you should add this to your list. 161597. And I've been using and reaching for it so much. I just love that the shapes are a little bit different, than we've had before. It's not just like circles and squares. We've got some banners and then these elongated hexagons, which are really fun too. So on all of my samples, I've used the rounded rectangles and I've used the sentiments from the stamp set. And so you'll see how easy this is. And I hope that this card layout inspires you with whatever stamp set, whatever designer paper you have at home. I think you'll be able to make a bunch of cards like this. So I've got some measurements written on my Post-it notes today. I do have, because I'm using Night of Navy for my card base, 4x5 1/4 to put on the inside. But I honestly don't have anything planned for the inside. So what I will plan to do is just write a really long message to somebody and take up the whole space with writing. And then on the front, I've got a layered piece that is 3 3/4 by 5 inches. So this lighting, I struggle sometimes with the lighting. I think it's so bright, too bright sometimes, not bright enough other times. I can never get it right. And then designer paper, this is that Delightfully Eclectic, 2 3/8 inch by 4 3/4 and 1 inch by 4 3/4. And so you can mix and match these. This one is a vertical pattern, but you could cut it and have it go the other direction. I'll show you a couple samples like that. So 2 pieces of designer paper. And then a die cut piece. I'm using one of those rounded rectangles. That's 2 by 2.5. But you can use any of the die cuts and you can use any size here. And again, I'll show you in some of the samples. So I'm almost embarrassed because this card is so easy, but I hope that it is inspiring because it's so easy. I'm going to do a quick tear apart because um oh I I should have just left it, but um I know sometimes when you close a card, like do you see how the short end is on top and the longer end's on the bottom? That drives me crazy. I like to have it be the opposite so that the front is the one that's going over the edge. So I'm just going to switch it so it's the other way around. That's probably too detail oriented, but, but, but I'm just picky like that. All right, so we're going to put this designer paper on. And it happens that I'm using the back-to-back patterns, but you can mix and match all the different patterns. So I'm going to do, I'm trying to do opposite of one that I did earlier so you can see how it can go both ways. So I'm going to have the bigger pattern on the right and the smaller one on the left. And so I'm just kind of evenly spacing these. And for some reason, this one is not straight. When you have a very simple card, I feel like you just notice and see every little detail. So I find that I'm even more of a perfectionist when when it is simple. I'm going to layer this on the front of the card. And then we're going to stamp and add our sentiment. And I've got Night of Navy ink. Oh my gosh, that almost was a disaster. And I love the way the white label pops against the darker designer paper. I will show you really quick one sample where I had a white background, and so I chose to do a fresh freesia label instead of the white label so that it would pop and stand out a little bit more. So we're going to add this on with some Stampin' Dimensionals. Now, if you wanted to, you could add some ribbon behind the label. You could add some embellishments, and I was kind of on the fence about embellishments to add. And I brought out a few. I tried to just pull some out of my box really quick to decide if I wanted to add some embellishments. I thought just like a couple dots maybe, but I don't know. I also really love it. It's clean and simple and just plain. What do you think, Mom?
Well, you know, I love my bling. So I would vote for maybe some of the small, very tiny, small ombre dots. And just put them around maybe the thank you.
Okay.
Put them on the designer series paper.
Are you thinking then the blue ones?
Yes, I am.
Let's see what we think. So we have Calypso Coral, Old Olive, Coastal Cabana, and then Navy. And I honestly, I wish that these dots would be, I wish that they would all be the same color. Like it kind of drives me crazy. Like I want them all to be dark. I don't necessarily, but these lighter ones, like this is almost like a boho blue. We've got like misty moonlight kind of going on here. So I guess that works out that it coordinates with
It does.
Coastal Cabana and more like pool party. All right. So what do you think?
I like it.
That's the one. The third one is always always the one
It's fine right there.
right there. Okay. Boop, boop, boop. Let's take a look at some of the alternative designs because like I said, I just couldn't decide with these gorgeous papers. So here's one with your favorite paper. I used the bigger label here for the sentiment. These are all from the same stamp set. the Good Feelings stamp set. So I got the thank you. I've got You're on My Mind and In My Heart with petal pink and the crushed curry polka dots. And then this one, I'm just so happy for you. This is also the largest of the rounded labels. And then another vertical one, I did the Hip Hip Hooray in the Bubble Bath and Calypso Coral ink. So I've got to come back and I got to add my bling to these and zhuzh them up a little bit. I really love, some of these are my favorite, the white sequins. They're like just a little bit, especially like on this. I
Yeah.
could totally see just a few of those white sequins because we have more of a solid more
Yes.
of a solid color designer paper where it's not going to get lost and it just kind of adds a
Very
little
nice.
sparkle there.
Nice job, Jay. I like them all.
Thank you. Well, I hope that you guys are inspired by this easy layout and that you are also inspired to get this beautiful, delightfully eclectic designer paper. And you can see all the different ways to use it, all the different occasions. So let's turn the camera over and you can share your project. I'm really excited about this one, Mom. I think this is going to be
A
amazing.
lot of fun. All right, so I actually have two cards. They're gonna look very similar, but I'm doing two different things and I couldn't decide which one to show, so bear with me. I'll try to go kind of fast here. So the first one is that it's our typical 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25. I have a piece of garden green that's 5 inches by 4 inches. And then on this one, it's gonna be a little bit smaller. It's 8.5 by 4.75. And it's also scored at 4.25. And then my smaller garden green is 4.25 inches by 4 inches. So those are basically my measurements. And I am using this paper for both of them. And as I mentioned before, they fit these punches from the inked and tiled that we, I think, shared last week. So I'm not going to do a bunch of these, but I just want to show you, just how easy it is because they are a perfect fit.
I love when Stampin' Up! Has punches or dies that coordinate with designer paper.
Yep. So that's, I'm not going to do any more because you'll just be bored sitting here watching me punch. And I already have them. I have a bunch of them punched already. Okay, so I'm going to slide these over and put this one away. So for this one, I'm going to move this out of the way. So we'll just focus on this one right now. And I'm going to use my little garden green piece. And I'm going to lay out my tiles on to make a little quilt. So I'm just
I love that.
move these out first. And I will confess to you that this was a challenge to try to glue these down and get them to butt up right against each other. So I finally just thought about what you did last week, and I find that really worked very well. And so we'll do a little refresher course on that. So I'm just going to lay these out so I know where I want different patterns. And so this one's going to go here. And then these will go here. All right. So there we go. So a few extras. And I'm going to start up in this corner and bring out my dimensionals. And just start this like right about there. And then on this one, I am just going to put a little, and I also was using some liquid glue and decided for this, this seems to work better. So what you can do is kind of tuck these kind of, against each other. And so that you get a good match, not match. They butt up against each other better, I think. Okay. And then we're going to come down here and put this one on I was smart, I would have had one all done. Well, I kind of do for the next step. But you can bear with me, and then we can just chat while we're doing this, right, Jerry?
Yeah. Did you say you were using liquid glue, or you find the seal is better for this?
The seal is better for this one. No, that didn't quite. Oh my goodness. Come on now. Behave yourself. This was kind of a fun little card. I have a couple samples. One I got is a swap card, and one that I made is a swap card, which Julie will get a sneak peek because she's getting one of them.
Ooh, I was just gonna say, I don't remember you using, I was thinking your crew swaps, but ooh.
This one gets this. Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, the crew swaps. I got some nice cards. And we were all kind of in the same boat because we had our pre-orders, and it was so order. I just didn't have time to come up with anything. I wanted to get my swaps done. I didn't want to be at the last minute trying to be making cards. Why is this not behaving? I don't like this one.
We just need to do a little zoom so you can show me your cards sometime.
I would love to before I put them on my board. Unless you happen to be coming this way soon.
I want to. I keep thinking we just need to figure it out, but with travel softball through the end of June, it's just so hard, and we need to get Claire. We need to get Claire working. We need to find her a job, which is going to complicate travel a little bit because
I want to point out one more thing. This bracelet is from Stampin' Up, Inspire, Create, Share, which is our tagline. And this also is for like our 35th anniversary. Do you have this, Jewel?
I actually didn't get those bracelets. It's so good to see them in person, though. Was there two colors or was there just one?
Oh, just the one color.
I've got nice color.
Yep. Okay. So this is what this piece is going to look like so far. We're not done yet. So I'm going to set this aside because I'm going to bring out this next one. And so what I did here, because if you don't want to go through all that punching and, putting it all together, you can just cut out a piece of the designer series paper, and then you could just do some trimming. So I'm going to just cut, and again, I'm not going to do this whole piece. Well, maybe
couldn't she just punch the pink piece out?
I guess I could have. Well, I was playing earlier, so that's how I came up with this. But yeah, so I mean, they're all straight lines, so it isn't like your
yeah. But I know a lot of people don't have that punch pack, so fussy cutting, that's the way to go.
Absolutely,
because you all have scissors. I know that.
So again, this is just a real quick little trim here. And it's catching on me. All right, let me just flip this over and go the other way. All right, so now that we have this part done, ta-da, there it is, right? So what I did then is I went over to my Stampin' Die Cut and Emboss machine. We don't need these on here. And I chose this embossing folder that it's from that online exclusive, the 3
Basics 3D.
Yes, thank you. And like little flowers in there. I don't know how well you can see it with the white. Probably not real well.
I kind of see it. So that's one of 3 embossing folders that come in that package.
Exactly. So this is what they look like once they've been run through the embossing folder.
Ooh.
And quilty. course, I had to do this.
Yes.
So that is how I did this. So let me get these out of the way.
I
And
didn't even think about in that embossing folder for the quilted look. That is so perfect.
I thought so too. So on this one, oh, wait a minute, where's my oh oh well, oh, here, I'm gonna use this piece. Never mind. So I didn't emboss the green with this. So I just wanted to we'll get these cards put together real quick here. Oh, string the stuff here. So I'm going to put this on here. And then this on here, like so. And then for my greeting, on the inside of this one, I've got heartfelt love and caring. Now, why I did the front one and I didn't do the inside one beforehand, I don't know. All right. I want to make sure I'm not upside down. All right.
What stamp set are those greetings from?
So this one that I'm using on the taller, bigger card is Wonderful Thoughts.
Oh, that's a good one. I don't think I have that yet.
Ooh. Yeah, I like it a lot. Okay. So now I'm going to flip this over and put our little thinking of you. I need my bulge folder to get a good crease. And so then my question will be to you, so be thinking about it, is bling. I didn't bling up my sample yet.
I don't know. With the quilted
That's what I was
embossing, like I would love to see like some linen thread or something like that. Baker's twine. I mean, not linen thread, like a baker's twine. I feel it sort of lends itself more to that, like, sewn, stitched.
behind here.
Yeah, you could either do a bow or you could do loops behind there.
All right. Where's my white? I should have had it out because I thought about it.
I use white baker's twine so much. Sometimes I feel like I should just have it around my neck when I'm crafting because I, I always just reach for it. Like,
I know I have an open spool somewhere on this table, but I'm just gonna shove this here for now. I think I might move this up here, but you're right, this white linen thread
yeah.
will make a nice little bow.
That just makes me want to curl up and, like just curl up and snuggle under a warm quilt, under a blanket, and just.
You know the blankets that you made for Christmas, or the kids made?
Uh-huh.
Bella loves it.
Oh, I'm so glad.
I was wearing it. I mean, I had it over me one evening. It was a little on the chilly side. And then I got up to do something and and I came back and she was all curled up on it. I did
Oh,
heart to say, give me that back.
right. I
Oh,
love it. Those we just did they were fleece, like the tie blankets, and it was so great. I love that the kids put one together for each family and our family. And they had so much fun picking out the patterns of the fleece to do that. So we got two sides. There was like a front and a back. Oh, I love the way that turned out, Mom. That's so pretty.
Okay, well, let's finish up this other card. And I'm going to find my card base. Here it is. So on this one, this is going to go, I want to go this way. So it's going to go this way. And on the inside of this, I am stamping from, and this one's from Quiet Meadow. So I grabbed another stamp set to do the next card. So Quiet Meadow.
Oh,
I'm
nice.
using the you know what? I used Quiet Meadow on this one. The Thinking of You. My apologies.
Oh, yeah.
And this is Wonderful Thoughts for this one. So I'm using the So Happy That You Are My Person for the inside.
Oh, I like that.
And I transferred some ink. And then on this one, so let me get this on here. I feel like I'm taking so long to get these cards done.
Oh, it's fine. This is such a great idea. I love it. And I can't decide, like, I love the ease of just using the paper, but I also really love the look of the individually punched pieces.
That's why I'm showing both, because it was like, I
Yeah.
can't decide. I think I'm done with this. Now, for my greeting on the front of this, I stamped You're Wonderful, You're Loved, You Matter. That's all one stamp set. And I cut it up.
Oh, okay.
So You're Wonderful, period.
Come up just a little bit if you can so we can see. There we go.
You're loved. You matter.
Oh.
Okay. Oops, that's not straight. It almost doesn't matter, I guess. Now that's a little better. All right. So then for placement, I'm using the small dimensionals.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm putting You're Wonderful here. You Matter over here. Oh no, yeah, I think I did it here. You Are Loved.
Oh.
So I think that's what I'm doing. And again, I don't have any embellishments on here because I don't want to lose sight of the
Yeah.
quilts. But what I was thinking, I don't know that I'll do it though, is you know how some quilts have buttons?
Oh, yeah.
So I brought out these flat pearls. I don't know. What do you think?
I'm not sure I buy those as buttons, but I like the thought. I,
Buttons.
I feel like you need to like use a Sharpie to do little dots to make it kind of look like a button. But you know, when you said buttons, I thought of the die cuts in the Crafting for You bundle. There are button die cuts in there.
But aren't they big?
I think they're really little.
Oh, are they? I don't
I
have
think so.
I don't have that bundle.
What? You don't?
No, I don't. I keep looking at it.
I think the dies are I think they're not available right now.
No, they're not. I was looking
So
to
you must be the only one who doesn't have it. No, I'm just kidding.
all right. Well, there you go.
Oh, I love it.
You matter. So happy that you are my person. In thinking of you, heartfelt love and caring thoughts are with you. So this is a this or that.
This is hard.
So this, just the one piece that I quilted like that, or the punched one, the smaller one. So this or that. So I would absolutely love to hear from you all and tell me what you think. there you go. Let me show you a couple samples that I did. And well, one I got and one I did. Let me move this out of the way. So this is the one I did for the swap, Julie.
Oh, so sunny and bright. I love it.
And I went over my 3 and did 5.
As long as it's odd, you're good.
And then I just embossed this on crushed Korean white and took some of the ribbon. And then I put
Nice.
the little flower on the corner. So that's coming your way real soon. And then this one,
Yay.
the swap from Lena Gearser. She's from Cambridge, Ontario.
Ah.
And I love this.
Ooh, yes.
That girl, I don't know how, look at all the die cutting she did.
Oh my gosh, that's
Oh,
beautiful.
beautiful. I just love it. She has everything on the inside. So, but I'll forgive her because this is,
Wow.
yeah. Oof. But anyway, so those are the 2 that I have for now.
I
And
love this paper. Like you can just do so much with it.
yes, you can. So, all right. So now before we flip our cameras, we're doing something special next week.
Yeah, let me I was thinking we were gonna do our cards first, but it makes sense to just do the desktop. So let me
Uh,
add mine in here. I have to turn on my light again. So next week we're going to do a mystery stamping. Let me add, I'm gonna do a side by side. There we
okay.
go. So next week, a mystery stamping. We're so excited. We love doing these with you, and we hope that you will cut your cardstock so that you can stamp along with us. We will be featuring the textured floral bundle, a new one from the annual catalog. But we chose this one because we think you can probably use whatever flowers you have at home. I'm sure you've got some flowers at home. So if you want to, you can use the same one that we are using, but otherwise just cut your cardstock and cut your pieces and get ready to stamp with us. So this is going to be next week on Sunday, June 25th. I have to look at the calendar. June 25th, we're going to do a stamp along with the textured floral bundle. We'll have all of these measurements in the video description as well, but we just wanted to do a quick pause here in case you want to do a screenshot or jot them down so that you have them at home. And yeah.
Just a
Um,
few, just a few notes for my project. My measurements are really quite, standard and simple. But what I would recommend, regardless of what stamp set you use, there's to pre-stamp, stamp and die cut the images you may want for your the front of your card. That's
yes.
my little
And
my
Mom,
little tip.
how many images would you suggest for your card? Should
Oh
they?
boy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've done 5 flowers on mine.
Okay.
And you can see the different sizes on the stamp set. So these are what I used. So if I want to get real detailed, I used one of those, 2 of those, and 2 of those.
Okay.
But it might help so that you're not trying to scramble and keep up if I'm,
Yeah.
I will try to go slow. So Jules, I've noticed that on yours, you have the same thing, pre-stamped die cut images.
Yeah, so if you want to stamp some images ahead of time so that you can just work on assembling along with us, the images that I'm using are these two, which layer together. So some kind of, flower with leaves and stems. And then I am using the middle size flower. And I did die cut one of the detailed leaves. I think it was this one. So just some flower images, a few to layer. And if you're like me, like this is how I design and stamp sometimes. I just like do a whole bunch. and I have
Yeah.
them ready to go, and then I can just like mix and match and put them on my project. And so if that's how you operate too, just do it, just stamp up a whole bunch and just, see where it leads you. See how it goes.
Yeah. So anyway, we wanted to share that again. As Julie mentioned, we will have all of this information in our description for this week's video so that you can be prepared for next week.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right. Are we?
let's flip the camera around and we'll show off our cards from this video. Oh my gosh, so many patterns with 12 double-sided designs in Delightfully Eclectic. There is something truly for everybody. So I hope that the cards that we made today inspired you to use this designer paper. If you don't have it already, it's on sale 15% off, along with almost all of the designer paper in the annual catalog until the end of June. So you've got a couple more weeks, 2 more weeks to grab up your favorite designs, including this one.
So anyway, until next Sunday stamping, have a wonderful week, everybody. Bye.
Bye. Thanks for watching. Bye, Mom. Love you.
Bye. Love you.